We have a fully articulated body in his brown suit.
Fans are asking for her and Inart.
Tom Cruise likeness, screen accurate sculpted hair.
We're going to go for fully seamless silicone arms.
You got the raptor right here on the side.
Bring Elizabeth Swann into the spotlight she deserves.
My Hot Toys pitch today.
For the standard version, 380. Of course, he would have two head sculpts the same way.
You will have several unmasked sculpts.
Now, this is going to be a hot ticket item.
Of course, the standard figure base.
That Daily Bugle office themed backdrop, double sided.
We'll throw in a diorama base.
Also get that like civilian clothing look.
Grime him up, make him super dirty.
And some A-Train Turbo Rush.
What is going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome back to Menos, episode 21. It's going to be a little less Spanish until Jose joins us, but we've got some absolute legends on today. I'm going to start off with Connor. Connor, how you doing? It's been a minute.
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back on the stream since my last appearance on Mas or Menos. I was lucky to pull out the win last time. I'm hoping for the same tonight. I've tailored a great pitch specifically for Jon, and it's a unique opportunity because, last time, when we're all pitching, we're like, who is this company going to be for? And we could say this company can do it, this company can do it. What are the odds I get to pitch it directly to Jon? So I think this is a really cool experience and probably a bit different from what Jon's used to doing, I would imagine. So I think it'll be fun, and I'm excited to be here and excited to talk Inart and share our pitches and see how everybody reacts to our ideas,
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for joining, Connor. So as he alluded to, we will be doing some pitches. So a bit different than the Let's Ask Jon, a ton of questions about what they're producing coming up next. There will be a little bit of that, but we will try to keep that to a minimum. We've got the legend Chuck. So Jon, we'll get to you in just a sec, but Chuck, how you doing today?
I'm good. We're having some technical difficulties. And it's not StreamYard being StreamYard. It is Jose's camera not working on his computer. So we're trying. Last I talked to him, I thought it was working, but I'm just waiting to hear back from him.
All good. We will roll with the punches. It's just funny how, Jose gets a special person in his life and all of a sudden his priorities change and his camera's not working. It's just really, really convenient. But
yeah. It's always something, right?
That's right. Last, certainly not least, we have the legend Jon. Jon with Inart. How you doing today?
I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, all good so far. How about you guys? All good?
Awesome. Everything's good. So it is Saturday morning your time, right? You're in the future.
Yeah, I'm in the future, and it looks pretty much the same as the day before. So
still around. We're still around. So that's the good news.
Still here, yeah.
So well, Jose figures things out, and before we get into the pitches, because he's kind of got that all under control, I did want to ask you a few viewer questions. So these were fed to me prior to the show, and the first one is, and I'm so sorry to say this, this is Zach from Collecting Weekly. He says, "Tell Jon if he sends me 3 exclusive pant prints for Gandalf, I will never meme again." So Zach is asking, Are you anticipating any figure accessory sets? I know you've done bases, but are there any sets that you're anticipating in the future for like a Joker, or, you know, you did the detonator? Are you contemplating any of those for any releases?
First of all, that sounds like a very good proposition, actually. He messages, and I see the comments still to this day. So if we can organize,
he won't let it go, man. He will not let it go.
The thing is, we genuinely tried. The problem is unless you can get actual movie reference, a lot of the times they won't allow us to do it. And I know another company might have done it, but they might have just like snuck it through. So to do it after the fact is quite hard. So other items like that at the moment, I think the challenge we have is having enough accessories in the first place. So selling extra ones might not be the best idea. I think we've done it with the 112 figures. For now, I think the priority should be trying to full power game for accessories with what you're ordering already. Basically, that's what I think. I'll speak with the team more about that.
I love that, John. Yeah, focusing up on, you know, the highest quality releases and the most complete releases sounds awesome. I'm tempted at this point to have one of my Tias sew some pants in 1/6, send them to Zach, put it in Inart box, and just be like, all right, enough. There you go. There's your pant prints. Will that make you happy? But all right, so we got Jose finally live. Jose, everything going well?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay,
we can
perfect.
Hear you.
That's yeah. That's as long as that's what's working, we're good. We can get this. Yeah, me and Chuck were backstage trying to figure this out for like the last 20 minutes or so, and it's been a little crazy. It's good to see everybody. I didn't even hear your intro. Did you do the intro, Marco? Because I'm not sure if you did.
I don't know if I did the intro, but I did a intro, so that's as good as we're going to do today. But we've got royalty on today. We've got John, we got Jocelyn in the comments saying it's not on her. So we
no, it's not.
It's just convenient timing is all that I'm saying. No, I appreciate having everyone for as long as we do. So Jose, while you get us prepped for everything that we're doing today, let me finish checking in with the chat. I think we've been going little by little. We got 14 Wellington in the house. We got my boy Gold. Happy Friday, fellas. He's the biggest collector I know. So let's see. Look at Zach is saying John is the GOAT. You have really completely turned him around here. So I love to see that. All right. Oh, and he left. John. And just like that, he left.
Tired of him. That's it.
It was too much Zach, probably, is what did it.
StreamYard being StreamYard, right?
That's right. All right, let's see. We got Master Darcy in the house as well. Let's go. All right, love it. All right, Jose. So with that, there he is. With that, do you want to give us a rundown today of how the pitches are going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's going to be 2 pitches. We're still waiting on one individual. Have you guys heard from Dave? He should be here.
Worst case scenario. Oh, you know what? I don't see him.
I don't see him.
Worst case scenario, I'll give the pitch. It'll be fine.
You'll give the pitch for Dave?
Why not? Like I said, we're rolling with it. So.
Well, we're gonna start up with this. We're gonna start with this.
I'll do my R1 pitch again.
There we go. There we go, Chuck. You got to do what you got to do.
Okay, let me go ahead and send you a message. But we got this warm up. This is a question from Shane, 1 6-figure focus, and I just wanted to start the show with this warm up. Now, I'm pretty sure that, John, you're familiar with the Dark Knight trilogy. I know that you...
Damn it, Jose. I did tell John, I was like, this is going to be different. We're not going to be asking you all these questions. And here we go. Right off the bat.
No, but it's not about a figure.
It was a trap.
This is about a movie. It's just a movie question.
Okay, it's just a John's opinion. I love it.
Yeah, John. Come on. You get bombarded with all these questions. I want your movie opinion, right? If you've seen The Dark Knight Rises, John, Bruce, at this point in the film, he has... Alfred's gone. He lost all his money in the stock market, and he gets thrown in this pit, right? Gotham is under martial law, so he can't really get in there. Bane has all his people, right? They blow up the bridges. So how the hell did Bruce Wayne get back into Gotham? John, what do you think?
Well, from the movie, what I remember is he spent a long time trying to make that jump, right? And then he jumped up and managed to climb out. The rest of it, where is he in this? I don't even know where this part is. Did I miss that? Like, where is this pitch? that he fell into.
Yeah, did
How
they ever
far away-
say exactly where it's at? Or it's just kind of alluded to, like it's just somewhere else. Does anyone recall?
Yeah, I don't know. What
I
actually say. I don't remember.
It was unspecified ancient part of the world is what we get. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's just really. I feel like it's one of the biggest plot holes of this film, right? Like,
yeah.
How does he
This
get
is the
back
craziest
to
thing that I've ever heard. Zach is saying Epstein's plane. That's why it's actually, it explains it. That's truly, truly insane. But oh man,
There he is. Dave is here. Xman Supreme. Dave, good to see you.
What's
How's it
Dave?
going?
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy
It
Friday.
is
All right,
Friday.
There you go. Well, thank you for joining us. So, Jose, do you have more questions, or do you want to get into the pitches?
Nah,
What's your...
if Dave's here and nobody else has an opinion on how Bruce got back into Gotham, we'll move on with the pitches.
I'd be interested in
Bat Magic.
Bat Magic. Okay. What'd you say, John?
Yeah, I'm just interested in you guys. If you've, I did think about this while watching the movie a while back. There's certain plot holes in Nolan's movies where he sort of like skates over a few things. So I don't know if what the answer is to this one. It's a good question, though.
You know what's not so it's egregious that he gets back in and they don't explain it. But the part of him coming from the ice, the part that that is like very unstable. Why is he? Yeah, that part always upset me. It's like, can you come from a direction that's a little bit more? Anyways, anyone else have any theories?
It is called plot armor.
I think
That's what it's
guys didn't see the part where he smuggles the drone up his butt and then flies out.
That's why the jump took him so
Did
many
I get
times.
the wrong like, movie, dude? Like, was mine like bootleg?
God.
The cover was a little faded on the DVD, but
I think you might have gotten something was rising, but it might not have been the Dark Knight.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, John. We'll be on better behavior. I promise.
How about we get to the main event here now, John? One of the things that we sold you on, I think since last Comic-Con, not even this Comic-Con, but last Comic-Con, in terms of coming on this show, is that this stream is very different than any stream that you've ever guest appeared on. And one of the unique things that we do on this show is we actually pitch, like as if we were in the boardroom with Inart or with any other manufacturer, right? And we have two competitors do presentations as if, and they're going to make this figure, right? So one of the things that we have here is you actually are in those rooms at times, and so you get to see firsthand presentations, real presentations, right? So today you're going to see some presentations from these collectors, and I hope you enjoy it. So if we're ready, guys, we will get started. Let's go ahead and bring this up. So today, as you see here, our special guest competitors are Connor and Xman Supreme. Now, these guys have been on the show before. That's why they're called champions, because they have won their respective matchups, and they're going to go ahead and compete today one-on-one. All right. Now, today's special theme is obviously they're pitching to Inart, so it has to be a product that Inart would possibly be interested in. So, again, there's no promises, right? There's not saying like, hey, if John likes it, that means that it's being made. It's just your opinion solely, right? So we'll go ahead and proceed. Now, there is a disclaimer. Now, I know, John, one of the reasons we do this disclaimer is just for legal reasons, right? We don't want a pitch to be done on this show, and then later a company happens to do something that's very similar. And then at that point, they're like, one of our competitors is like, hey, did they watch the show and steal my idea? At this point, by doing the pitch, they just go ahead and just like they lose every right to the pitch, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and have one of the competitors read this. Connor, would you mind reading this?
Sure. Disclaimer. By participating in this figure pitch game, you acknowledge and agree that any pitch, idea, or concept presented during this competition is provided freely and without expectation of compensation or further involvement. You understand that by submitting your pitch, you renounce any and all rights, claims, or ownership of the content presented. You further agree that the pitch and related ideas are now considered fair game for use by said companies and or any associated parties without legal obligation. By continuing with your participation, you consent to these terms and waive any legal rights or claims to compensation regarding the use of your pitch.
So, John, I do have a question for you before we advance to the pitches. How does it normally go in your company when someone has an idea for a figure? Obviously, there's lots of layers of licenses and lots of approvals you need to get, but like, what's the process of like the team discussing who makes the final call? How does that all work?
So our company is not as formal as a US company, so we actually don't do as many pitches like this. However, there will be multiple people involved, and what they'll usually do is they'll have an idea. They'll say, I'm interested in doing this IP. I want to do this movie, this TV show, this game. And then the first thing they'll do is they'll ask me, can you find out if we can get the licensing rights? I'll go and find out who's doing the licensing. We'll figure all that out. We'll contact them. And then once we know it's available, we'll put our pitch together. So then the product development team will then have their meeting, and they'll sit down and they'll brainstorm some ideas of who they want, how many we think we can sell, and put a pitch together for the company. At that stage, we're not designing anything. We just a simple, this is the character we want to make. Once we've agreed the licensing deal, then we'll go back and start doing the concept designs, where you'll see like the extra accessories, the look, the movie, all that kind of stuff, basically, or the TV show. And then the process just continues. It goes from concept to 3D, where they'll do all the 3D art and on ZBrush or ZBrush, and then they'll print it out. They'll do the paint application, see how it looks, make sure everything holds up, and then they'll go to mold later down the line and start production, basically.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for insight into that, because I've always been curious. So you're kind of the bearer of bad news sometimes, because someone's like, hey, I want to do this figure, and you have to come back and be like, no, we can't get that license.
Many times, or we find out someone else is doing the same thing, and we can't get the countries that we want to sell to. Yeah, so sometimes I am the bearer of bad news, unfortunately.
Oh, got it. Dream crusher. Well, no, it's great to know how that process works. So Jose, with that, are you ready to kick into the next phase?
Yes, absolutely. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. But thanks for answering that, John. It's good to know actually how it actually happens in real life, even though this is real life still, but you know what I mean. Anyways, this is how it goes down, so that way you know, John, kind of how it works here. So again, it's called the King Shark Tank. And how it goes down is kind of like the TV show, but with a little bit of a twist. Two competitors must state which company they're pitching to. So in this case, they're pitching to Inart. Panelists will represent said company the competitor chooses and judge accordingly. Competitors will have 5 minutes to do their pitch. Once both competitors have pitched, we have a quick Q&A question. Like, we ask them questions about their pitch. We allow the audience to get involved and ask questions. And then ultimately, we'll go ahead and share who we ended up voting for in the poll. So we'll do a poll and go ahead and confirm who wins the King Shark Tank. And that's how we determine the winner. All right. Oh, that's for the questions in a bit. Then if we're all ready to get started.
Of course you did, Chuck. Of course you did.
Do you have any doubt what I'm going to ask?
No doubt.
Yeah. Then if we're ready, guys, have we decided who's going to go first, by the way?
I say the person that was here first gets to choose whether they want to go first or
I'll
second.
go first. That's fine. I can go first.
Perfect. All right. Let me go ahead and play our intro video for the King Shark Tank.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
All right. Hell yeah. Hope that gets you pumped up, man. Hell yeah.
Put me on the big screen.
All right. Connor, if you're ready, go ahead and share your screen and we'll get that started. Chuck, can you work as a timekeeper for us? You can put it on your phone if it's all right with you.
Yeah, I can do it.
Perfect.
All right, pressure's on, guys.
I see it. I see it. All right.
I'm going to start
Whenever
as
you're
soon as
ready,
you
we'll
start
say go.
talking, Connor.
All right, last time I went over, so I'm starting now. All right, let me set the scene. I'm walking in the boardroom. There's John. I shake his hand. There's Matt. Matt, how's it going? Viper, good to see you. Listen, fellas, you guys have been doing great with this Michael Jackson line. I've got the Dangerous Tour version in hand. I've got the Smooth Criminal. Phenomenal figures. But fellas, what is the most iconic music video of all time? Thriller, you're correct. We gotta get this line pumped up even more, and we have an opportunity here to tell a story, just like you guys did with the Christopher Reeve 2-pack with the Clark Kent and the Superman. Why not go a step further and tell a story with Michael Jackson, a line that has been very popular for you guys so far? So with this line, of course, at the start of the music video, we have Michael in his normal, regular human form. He's talking to his sweetheart, walking through the woods. Something goes wrong. He turns into a werewolf. You guys have already dipped your toes into horror. You got 3 Pennywise figures now. So why not kind of dip your toes in again? Michael really told an amazing story with this music video, which is why it makes this video so iconic. And you could have that same opportunity here with a 2-pack figure set. And what I think would be a great idea for your company to kind of separate SKUs and give collectors who don't want to spend as much an opportunity to still get one of these figures is you could make this Letterman jacket version exclusive to the 2-pack. That way, that main look, that main red and black suit that everybody wants, that people have been asking for years, you can offer that to collectors. But those who are crazy like me, who like to spend a little more money and want to tell that whole story, you can have this Letterman jacket 2-pack. Rooted hair on the werewolf head and hands. I really like your rolling eyeball system. I play with them all the time with my Severus Snape figure. I think they work great, so I think that'd be a great opportunity here as well. You know, you wouldn't have to do too many hands and too many accessories for this particular set. You got that main head sculpt of Michael, maybe a couple sets of swap out hands just to kind of mimic him walking through the park. And then of course you have werewolf hands and a werewolf head sculpt. I think that would be such a cool way to kind of, again, tell that story of the music video. For your diorama bases, I know you guys have been keeping it a little bit simpler. It probably helps with production time and keeping the cost down. A simple base like you guys are used to doing with a like a dark forest ground with like that path going through that they're walking on. Keep it flat, but you kind of tell that story still with that base. I think that would be great for that set. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, the other part of this set would be that iconic main red and black suit look. But of course we know this isn't the only look in the music video, because also throughout this part of the music video, Michael is going through another transformation. Of course, we got to have the zombie head sculpt as well. So in a perfect world, there would be like multiple expressive head sculpts, but to be honest with you, you could keep the cost down. You could do one main Michael head sculpt. You could do the werewolf head sculpt with those swap out hands. And then of course you could do the zombified head sculpt as well. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, hey, his arms have paint on them as well. They look a little bit different. I'm sure you guys would love to jump into having these swap out seamless forearms. I think you did that on some of the Walking Dead figures. You could use that same technology here. Of course, you would also have to offer a swap out set of clothing because they're all tattered with the zombie look. Same case for all the head sculpts though. I really love that magnetic rolling eyeball system. A sculpt like this with like those beady eyes I think would be great. And we have these amazing concepts here for the figure, just kind of showing off a general idea of what it would look like. Again, with this one, not too many accessories apart from clothing, head sculpts, and the swap out hands. You guys have done many different expressive hands with the previous 2 MJ figures that are very specific to performances for those particular outfits, so I think you would do the same for this one. And I think this would be a huge hit. Obviously, another company years ago did it. It's very outdated. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of us, when we saw that you guys were doing an MJ line, the first look that a lot of us thought of was doing this thriller look. And I think the 2-pack is just such a great idea for this. And then again, like offering that alternate look in a 2-pack would be great. And then offering this main look as a single figure just to keep the cost down. But we want 2 display bases. I want to make that clear because, you know, I love that Terminator 2 pack that I have on pre-order, but we didn't get that second base, but that's okay. I'm very excited for that. So for this one, same case, keep it simple. Cracked asphalt. I think that would just be perfect. Keep the bases simple like you guys are good at doing while making them look like they have some life to them. And then, John, this is an ode back to where it all began for all of us with Inart with the Joker 2-pack. You had that exclusive accessory for the handcuffs. Why not do the popcorn as the exclusive accessory? Talking about iconic of all time, one of the most iconic and most used gifts of all time, Michael eating the popcorn, smiling, you know? So that's my pitch. I would love to see it. And yeah, this is one I really want. And I've been talking about it forever. I'm done.
All right. Round of applause for my guy, Connor.
Awesome, Connor. I know every time I see John, I bug him about 2 things. I say Christian Bale, Batman, Bruce Wayne 2-pack, and then I'd say, like, we need the Thriller. We need the Thriller, Michael. So, well done, Connor.
Nicolio, he said in the chat saying, "Go ahead and just confirm it, John. Come on, just go ahead."
Just so everyone knows, this is all for fun. We're not forcing John to commit to anything today. So.
Well, of course not. I'm glad you did the disclaimer at the beginning because we could be working on a Thriller. So,
hey,
there you
go. Yeah, that's why that disclaimer exists, for that specific reason, right? So, and you know, whenever we have someone like you on the panel, you know, again, it's just for fun. We want you as an individual, not necessarily representing Inart, but we know that you're in those rooms, so it's you know, we get to pitch to you directly as if that was a real thing, right? So,
awesome.
All right.
Yeah, I have some questions. When do we do questions, now or later?
Questions will be after the second pitch.
Okay.
Which would be Dave's.
Try and remember that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
no worries. No worries.
Hold on to those.
Now, Dave, can you pull yours up, or should I, based on what you gave me?
I have mine pulled up on my screen already.
Okay, perfect. If you could share your screen.
Give me a moment to pretend I know how to do that.
Okay.
You're good, Dave. You got this. You got this. The background's looking great, by the way.
And so there's a little computer. Well, no. There's like a little computer screen, and it has a plus.
Oh, right. The file itself. Yeah.
I more meant your display in the back of your room was looking great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Yours
much.
is looking pretty damn good too.
My man.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Can I share this as it is, or do I need to convert it? That's the question. Let's see.
I wonder if while Dave figures that out, if John, did you want to fire off one of your questions for Connor?
Yeah.
Before you lose it?
Now I'll remember it. It's more about the figures itself and how it all comes together as like a pack, how you'd market and sell it. So we can come back to that one later.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
right,
dopo.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of love in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't like the file format that I have. Jose, do you have the one that I sent you?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Let me see. It's actually not liking the way you did it either on my end.
Probably because
What file format do you have it in, Dave?
It's to Keynote.
You know, there's nothing that I like more after a long work week than to deal with technical difficulties and formats. And appreciate it. Appreciate all the work that you put into this, Dave.
Dave, do you have more than one screen? Do you have more than one screen on your computer?
I do, but in order for me to save it, I have to convert it either way. So.
Well, you can share a Keynote presentation. That's how I did Arwen's presentation.
Really? How do I do that?
So look underneath in StreamYard, look underneath your picture. You'll have another picture of you, and just to the right of that, click Present.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you click Present, click Share Screen when it comes up, and then choose. When you share the screen again, you're going to choose the active window of Keynote, and it will share Keynote's active window.
Oh, so I won't be able to see you. I'll just have to. Oh no, it'll be the screen and I'll still be able to see that one. Okay, cool.
Correct.
So let me open that up here then. And we'll pop it over here because the chat's over there.
So I will share an
gonna get
anecdote
there.
here. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We have our
Yeah.
goddaughter this weekend. She grabbed Grogu because naturally immediately ripped the head off. That's fine. We got 1,000 of those. Now she's going for higher value items, though. I'm a little bit afraid. So if anyone has any tips on how to nicely tell them no, I would definitely love that.
Water and a spray gun. It
Oh
works
no!
with
All
cats,
right, I
it'll
think
work
that's
with
for
kids.
dogs, but
Just put
Yes.
glue on everything.
there
She'll
she is
touch
making
it.
her way off with the.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Smart spray.
Bye. Bye. Love you.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. I was going to say,
There you
you
go.
could always
Dave's
send
locked
it to me if you needed to, and I could do it for you.
I think we are set.
Oh, okay. Let us
All
know
right,
when
should
to
we-
pull it up, Dave. Do you
Let
want
me
to
make
pull it
sure
up
that
now?
I'm able to. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. So, you know what? Let me open by saying, first off, it's good to meet you, John. I don't think we streamed together. I've heard a lot of good things. I know that Michael Jackson is something that's already, something that we know is a loved quantity. We already know that you guys have done a couple of them, and they're pretty darn good from what I see. So that's going to be a pretty solid path for you guys. But I like to see y'all do something different. I like to see y'all come up and say, "Hey, let's do the thing that nobody else is doing that people want." So the thing that I chose is going to be, if you want to go ahead and show the scene there, I want to go with Mr. Riddick, Mr. Richard B. Riddick from the 2013 film, because that's a great film and that's a great version of the character. I know it's a little bit of a redo of Pitch Black, if we're being honest, but it's a fun film. But and I honestly, I like the idea of Inart specifically doing this one, because for what you guys bring to the table, y'all could do this better than probably anybody in the game right now for what you offer, as far as just everything from the silicone bodies, that premium platinum stuff that would be good for this figure. Hot Toys ain't doing that. We don't see a lot of sculpts for a lot of figures a lot of the time. And this is where I think you guys could push it. If we can give him multiple sculpts, 4, because the man's got, goggles on, goggles off. Nobody wants to be moving that stuff around, messing with the head sculpts. It's always a concern, scuffing paint and everything else. So we've got 4 different options here. We give him the stoic look with the goggles. We give him the screaming look with the goggles, because he's got to be fighting somebody and getting all, at it, like Vin Diesel does. We're doing the smirking look, because, he's always 12 steps ahead of everybody else in his own little world, as they like to say. And the gritting teeth look, because, again, my man's getting at it. And, of course, leather clothing, or even we'll do the microfiber. That's the popular thing now. People seem to like that a lot. I think we could do pretty well with that. And this look is, for its time, pretty iconic for Riddick. Just showing up, this is a pretty good look, solid and instantly. But aside from that, we want to have the weapons, all the cool little stuff. And there's not a whole lot that he has in this movie, if I'm being honest. But what he has is pretty awesome. So he's got the bone staff that you see here to the left, that he uses to ward off the dogs that are trying to come after him, because it's got the little spike tail in there from the mud demons. So they recognize that and they're like, no, we don't want to mess with that. Give him his goggles for his, unmasked sculpts, so that way he can have something to hold, or maybe he loses them or something. He's got to go find them, like, Velma with the glasses. Have some fun with your display. The folding bone sword. I don't know that I've seen anyone do something like this as far as accessories go, and I think you could kill it. I think this would be a sick accessory. We have an image here in the center of a custom that someone had done. Like, it's hard to find a good image from the movie because they're so dark and they're so fast. But you could have it to where it actually functions and folds. You could do 2 different ones like this guy did. Have one folded up, have one that's open. the ship fuel cell. That played a huge role in the film, in the plot. So we give him one of those that he can carry that and his weapons, as you see on the image on the right, where he's got strapped to his back while he's fighting. And then we got the mud demon drumstick that he, had to eat something. So he was cooking up the guys that was trying to eat him, because that's what Riddick does. And, of course, I know these weren't in this movie, but I defy you to find somebody who doesn't want them. This would be a great accessory. This could even be something of an exclusive for you. But then, naturally, we want the Jet Hogs. Real quick, they were super cool. A few schematics there. If you saw the movie, you know how bad they are. They're awesome. I think you guys do good dioramas. This will be something for you to push the boundaries with, because you haven't done a vehicle yet. And this will be something that I think, if you do it right, yeah, people will be talking about that. And then, naturally, the dog. You got to have the dog. The dog was super cool. Helped him fight the bad guys at certain points. There was a certain scene there where, it wasn't so great. We won't talk about that. He had his Artax moment, and it wasn't cool. But the dog would be a great inclusion. You guys killed it with Crypto. I think that was a great dog, and you don't see a lot of good dogs in 6 scale. I think this is a good opportunity for you guys to do something really fun and interesting with this character. That's it.
All right.
So,
that was actually my last
round of
slide.
applause. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Round of applause for my guy Dave. Round of applause, please.
Good stuff, Dave. Good stuff, Dave.
Hell yeah. Thank
so,
you,
Jose,
Dave.
let me know, should I start the poll now? Do you want to wait a sec? What's the...
I started the poll already. So the poll is actually officially live. Wanted to get that out of the way and sorted. So I went ahead and took care of that. So poll is now live. So guys, everyone watching currently, it is on my channel. So the poll, if you're currently watching from 16 Fix, go ahead and head over to my channel and make sure you go ahead and place your votes. Are you voting for Dave with the Riddick pitch? Or are you voting for Connor with the MJ Thriller 2-pack? Go ahead and make your selection now. Now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys all individually. John, you'll be last. But I'll go ahead and have you guys first come in with questions. So don't let me know who you would vote for or which one you would want to get made just yet. Just let us know any questions for our competitors. This will help sway audience members that are maybe on the borderline, haven't decided who they're going to vote for. So let's come in with questions. Anyone want to just fire one off? I know, John, you had one for Connor. You have it ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, John.
So in terms of the thriller, right, your idea is that you'd have one body, 3 head sculpts, and then switch out clothing. Is that correct? Or would you have multiple bodies?
Multiple bodies. Sorry, I got lost in my love for talking about. It would be multiple bodies, kind of like you guys did with the Terminator 2-pack, which, the value on that is insane. And I understand this would be a little bit pricier because we're talking about rooted hair for at least 2 of the head. Well, all 3 of the head sculpts, I'm assuming, would be rooted hair because that's what we would want. And you guys have done it on the previous MJ figures. But yeah, 2 bodies. Sorry, I should have specified that.
But 3 head sculpts, right?
3 head sculpts. And look, I wanted 4, but Jose kind of he reeled me back in. He's like, listen, you're not getting 4 head sculpts, basically. He's right. Like there should be one main Michael sculpt, which would be interchangeable between the 2, and then of course the zombie version and then the werewolf head. But again, like having separate SKUs where you could just offer the main thriller look and then the 2-pack, I think would be really cool.
So you wouldn't do like a 3-pack, and then with the option to like buy them individually, because I think based on what you're saying, you want to do the popcorn scene, right? In that
John, I would absolutely take a 3-pack. Make no mistake, you want to give me more, I'll take more, absolutely. Look, if you could tell me the whole story with this pack, I mean, look, let's be real. You guys did a 2019 Joker 4-pack. We're not going to do a 3-pack for MJ. Come on.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Okay,
absolutely.
so how was that received with the multiple Joker figures? Is that something that you'd be interested in doing again, or was that a tough experience to have so many figures in one package?
The main thing was at that time, no one believes us, but Warner Brothers had a very strict policy for the 2019 Joker. It couldn't be less than $1,000. But as the new movie was coming out, they changed that rule because they want to promote the new movie. But we'd already started development on ours. So for us, we decided we can't sell a figure for $1,000 at that time. So why don't we do a 4-pack or like multiple versions to give more value? So in terms of logistics, it's not crazy to do. It's just a lot of extra work, and then the price point. It's basically 4 figures for $250 each. So if we did something similar with MJ and then you sold them differently, that could work. The only thing is, I think the flaw with the 3 head sculpts is that you want to do the smiling face, right, with the popcorn. You need that head sculpt as well.
If we got to do 4, we got to do 4. If we got to take the popcorn out, we got to have those 3 versions. I'm telling you, like it's in my head. It's been implanted in my head forever. I could tell you've been thinking about this though, so I like what I'm hearing. And I'm like, more figures, the better. I like it.
So what would you pitch to the licensor? Because we tried to do a zombified Thriller bust. I don't know if you guys remember or know. Queen Studios did a Thriller bust.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And we wanted to do the zombie look, and at that time they wouldn't allow us. So how would we pitch this to the licensor to allow us to do the werewolf, the zombie? What would we say to them?
I think if you bring up the heritage of the music video, because there's so much behind the scenes footage of Michael talking about why he did it this way, the legendary makeup artist that he worked with for this music video. Right, exactly. Like if you talk about like the story that Michael told with the music video and how you would like to tell that same story in figure form, I think they would probably understand more versus just saying like, we want to sell Michael Jackson as a zombie. You know what I mean? It's like, I know like with Heath Ledger Joker, like a lot of people, no licensor is going to approve like the nurse Joker just because like maybe they don't want to approve him in a nurse outfit. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. You know more than me, but you get what I'm saying. Like I think if you pitch it as like, we want to tell a story with this figure set versus just offer like the zombie by itself or the werewolf by itself, like, because Michael put an incredible amount of thought and time because of his love for horror movies when he was younger. So I think it tells that story, and you guys could do something like really cool, like a little like anecdote in the inside of the box, like telling like your thought process behind developing the figure set and how it coincides with what Michael was thinking at the time when he made the music video. Because you guys always like are very thoughtful about your packaging, so I'm just like imagining what you could do with that. It would be insane. And I really like, you guys do the holographic sleeves sometimes where like when it moves, like there's an image underneath and it moves. Like there's so many things you guys could do with it. And when you're saying 3-pack, it's just like music to my ears, So I think if you pitch it that way, it might work.
If we did a 3-pack, for example, and we could work on the basis. I'm not saying that Inart's going to do this, just my thoughts, right?
I know, we're just for fun.
Imagine if we could put all the bases together, like, like fit them together somehow, or design it so it's like each stage from the Thriller movie music video. Right. What price point would we price it at, do you think? Because, like, it's going to increase the size of the packaging.
Right.
So you've got the standard price, which we'd have to sell it at. Right now, we're trying to make sure that all of our pricing includes shipping and taxes. As soon as you add more packaging, it could get to $1,500. Do you think that?
But here, Michael Jackson fans are insane, and you know this. Like, there's a reason Inart probably wanted the license. Michael Jackson fans are huge. They collect everything. You know what I mean? And if people are willing to spend what they spent on that 2019 Joker, like, let's be real, that movie was awesome. Those invoices hit like. As for some people in the US like me, after the second movie came out, and people still bought it, you know what I mean? So it's like, despite the mixed reactions to the second film, people still put their money out, and you know why it is? Because you guys did such an amazing job on them. They're like, I don't care, these look amazing. Those also told a story. You guys did the bathroom scene. You did like the main stair look with the red suit. Like you did the same thing with that when you told the story of the Joker's life, and you could do the same thing with this. And I think for Michael Jackson, people would be willing to put out the money. And then like, even if you guys decide you want to do like individual SKUs like you were saying, like let's say you do like the 3-pack and then you do just the main look. I think you could work it out somehow with multiple SKUs, and people would spend the money. This is not, let's be real, like the Dangerous Tour look, it's an iconic look, but it is very niche. Like when you guys dropped that as your first one, I was like, huh. I still got it, and I think it's incredible. But I was like, oh, not Billie Jean, not Thriller, you know what I mean? But I understood the vision, like after I got it in hand, I was like, okay, I get why they did this one, because it just looks great in figure form. So I think Thriller, like Marco said, like that's one that a lot of us are like, is somebody gonna do Thriller anytime soon? Like And these little third-party companies doing this crud, you know what I mean? That's what we want, you know?
And the Hot Toys one was great for its time, but it's just so outdated now. It just doesn't hold up. So it's about time. And yeah, I think like the Harry Potter dioramas that you did, kind of pushing obviously that was probably pretty expensive to ship, but I think for characters like that and for this, it deserves kind of these grand dioramas. I know I'm a big fan of it, and a lot of people will prioritize that in their display.
Absolutely.
So I do have a question for Dave. So how did you choose the Pitch Black Riddick and not Chronicles of Riddick, or is it Escape from Butcher Bay is the video game, right?
Something like that. Well,
something like that, right? Because obviously he's across multiple iterations. How'd you choose that one?
Well, part of it was a bit of miscommunication, probably on my part. I didn't pick up on that we had changed it to just Inart pitches. I was still operating on the whole. I'd been thinking about it for a while. The whole, 2010s movies. I was locked into that, and I wasn't deviating from it. And Riddick just happened to be in 2013. But also, and there were other options too that I really liked. But Riddick is a figure that I've wanted for a while. And I know that there have been a couple of third parties, I believe. And I think they weren't terrible. I just happened to miss them. And I think they were from the Chronicles. Or at least one of them was. That one image that I showed of the bone sword, that was a custom that someone had made. But I don't think anyone has made this particular movie. And I actually really liked this movie. And which worked out for the restrictions that I didn't need, but I really wanted this particular figure. I think again with the dog and the jet hog, so many cool elements in that movie that I would love to see on my shelf with that figure. It's just, and this is Riddick in his prime. Like we already know the lore. He's already a legend at this point. So we're seeing the people who don't believe in him, who are like, they're like, whatever, this guy. And we're like, oh, dude, you don't even know. And it's just great to watch those people folly in that way, having the knowledge beforehand. Whereas in Pitch Black, we didn't know. And it was exciting to find out. But there's that degree of, ooh, just wait till he, So, yeah.
Okay, awesome, man. Yeah, go for it, Chuck. Well, let me ask John one question really quickly. And okay, if you can't disclose this, but have you ever explored any figures with that actor's likeness? Because I could imagine that he's probably a tough one to get. I can't really think of figures or likenesses that he's lent out.
To be honest, I think I like the idea of Riddick. It's really cool, but I haven't seen the movie because it came out in 2013. I think I've seen Chronicles of Riddick. And because I don't know it that well, what do you guys think? Would it be popular enough to warrant? Because what you got to think about is that every time Inart can make 12 to 15 figures a year, right, in 1/6, we could probably increase the output, but then the quality could drop a little bit. So we'd have to give up a space from this year, from like Game of Thrones, all the other things, to focus on Riddick, for example. Do you guys think Riddick is the right movie? Or an earlier, I think the idea, the character's good, but I don't know if it chronicles Riddick or this movie. What do you guys think on it?
Yeah, it's tough because it is niche, but I feel like Vin Diesel is kind of iconic in his own way. I'm thinking of when The Rock played Black Adam. Like, not a lot of people liked that movie. But people bought it because it's a Rock figure, and I could see the same for Vin Diesel. Like, it's just representation of Vin Diesel. It's a cool sci-fi look. So I don't know. I feel like that plays into it a little bit.
I would agree. Vin Diesel specifically as an actor, I think he kind of stands alone, and I think some people would like him even because of just the Fast and Furious, but just because of who he is and who he represents as an actor. I think that a lot of people would be interested no matter what movie he's from.
Yeah, I think someone's done, to answer the likeness question, someone's done Fast and Furious. I think Infinity Studio did a statue, if I remember rightly. I can't remember if they used Vin Diesel's likeness, but they did something from Fast and Furious, so it might be doable. But then if you're looking for Vin Diesel, does anyone remember Triple X? Wasn't that like a...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Triple
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's also like at that time, that was like the second one with Ice Cube was, but the Vin Diesel one was good.
The first one was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the two things that I was going to say to Dave. I was going to ask if Chronicles was the right choice for that, but also what price point are you coming in or trying to come into with that, especially if you're adding the vehicle and the number of accessories you have. And then for Connor, I think the question that I have for you is with the zombie head sculpt. So the Thriller video almost did not happen because of Michael's religion. He was going to pull it. His dad had a fit about it, and they were going to actually pull it and not let it go through. And they had to put the stipulation that he does not believe in the occult or acknowledge the occult and all that stuff. And I'm wondering if getting that zombie sculpt licensed is going to be something that is going to potentially be a problem with the family and getting the license from whoever holds those rights. I'm assuming it's the family at this point, or the estate. Do you think they would license that given, the family's religious beliefs?
I think, of course, that is going to be the challenge of this set. Obviously, Hot Toys got it done years ago. That was probably before Michael passed away, because that set's pretty old. But again, I think it's all how you present it, right? Like, I think if Jon and the team were just like, hey, we want to do a zombie Michael Jackson from Thriller, it's a bit more of like, oh, really? Like, you think you're the first person to ask that? But again, if you present it in a way where, like, we want to honor Michael's vision for this video and tell a story in figure form, I think if you present it a certain way where it's like you're not focusing on that zombie look, but you're focusing on honoring Michael's vision from that music video, really, it's like a short movie, you know what I mean? And that was his goal from the get-go with it, just to, like, recreate stuff that he loved as a child and a young adult. So I think if you present it the right way, I think they could get it done. It's just a matter of, like, coming at them with a strong pitch of this whole idea, and Jon was talking about, like, 3 figures potentially. Like, if you really pitch it strong and show them, and also obviously they have previous MJ figures in the line now. They didn't start with Thriller, so they could show like the fans' reaction to what they've already done, and you get what I'm saying.
True. Dave, what about price, especially if they do a vehicle?
I think this is one that would definitely lend itself well to the multiple SKU aspect, because you are going to have people who aren't going to want everything, right? Always. I think that there would be a deluxe package, kind of like how we had with the Batman or, stuff like that, where you have the all-in, that the diehard guy, like the crazy dude like me is going to buy. And then you have the other option, where it's the, character himself with maybe a more scaled down set of, accessories, or even sell the hog as a separate thing. Because some folks will probably just want that because it's cool as hell, honestly.
Yeah.
So there are those two aspects. As far as price goes, I am terrible at judging price. If I see a thing and I want it and it's in the budget, I'll get it. Everything else be damned, right? Like, if something else is in my pre-order list and it doesn't stack up, it's gone. So I'm a terrible judge of pricing for all that, because I'll throw out the baby in the bathwater to get the thing.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where we're moving as collectors, is we're moving into this phase of collecting where price is kind of becoming something that is, I don't want to say it's not considered anymore, but there are certain things that come up and it's just instant knee jerk. We have to have it. It doesn't matter. We have to collect it.
I'll make it happen.
I think,
yeah,
I'll sell something to get something if
I'll find room for it later.
Yeah, like Arwen's going away. She's on the way out. So she won't be here on the next stream.
I'm really really sorry to hear that, but I think a lot more people are shifting to quality over quantity as there's just so much competition in the 1/6 space. I think people are starting to say like, oh, maybe I'll just like do the best possible iteration of the characters that I love, and that's where I'm hoping to go with my collection too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
You gonna say something, John?
Yeah, I have a question on that one. So when Inart first came out, we that's the point we were trying to make to collectors, is that like our price point is higher, but we don't expect everyone to buy every release basically. And some people are like, whoa, you can't say that, we want to buy everything. But our vision basically is that sometimes there's going to be stuff that maybe you haven't got room for, because there's other companies making lots of other stuff. But our like philosophy really is trying to aim for quality over quantity. That's why we haven't like massively increased how many we have in a year, how many releases. But with Riddick's being niche, what would your thoughts be on a numbered release, a little bit like what J&D do, and make it more like, because it's quite a niche line, do you think that would work, or would that make it too exclusive for collectors and be more like a statue? Could that work?
I think that's the way to go with something that's maybe not quite as popular, because very, very honestly, what is Riddick compared to Michael Jackson? Right? Like if we're talking about it, let's talk about it. It's not going to be one for everybody. And I think that when you have something like that, you do have, I guess it's not too far off the mark to say a cult following for Riddick, the Pitch Black films and all that. There are the people out there who want it. And I think that that's the thing, where when you have that intersection of the smaller group of people who are not being served the thing that they want, the limited quantity of that thing, I think price is less of a talking point at that stage. Because just like how when it's someone as big and monumental as the king of pop, you're going to have millions of people wanting it. It's going to be the same kind of fervor with him as it's going to be with the 2,000 people who want Riddick. So I think that whatever the price point is, like, for instance, look at Labyrinth right now. I am the guy who says, man, $700-800 for a figure, I'm not spending that. And then they hit me with Jared. You know, we all have our lines until we don't. So I think that the pricing, and on pricing specifically, I think for what you guys offer, for what you ask, is pretty on point. Because you do ask more than Hot Toys, but you offer a lot more than Hot Toys.
Yeah, the best
in a lot
value,
of ways.
You could say, honestly.
Right. You offer a lot without asking a lot, like somebody who will not be named right now by me. But I would pick you guys over those guys. You're a good middle ground between the long-standing big dog and the guy who's trying to be the peak, right? And I think you're in that zone, and I think that's where stuff like this can live. And you can ask a little bit more, I think, for this, just because of, you know, scarcity of it, because of the fact that no one's doing it at all. I think that's a big thing. I was like, when you guys showed up, yeah, we had seen a Heath Ledger Joker before, way before, and no one was talking about him anymore. And that guy was hurt. That figure was hurt. And this is one of those kind of things where you could do that again with something like this, where it's, you know, not something that we see often, not something that's really in the, not really something that's being talked about at the moment, but something that is loved. And when people who love it see it, they're going to be like, oh, shit, that's the thing. So yeah.
On that, I do have.
I love the idea.
Question.
Look, I'm sorry,
Can
Marco, I
ask,
apologize.
No, you're good, Chuck. Let me just ask, and then I'll let you chime in. But so when you're saying numbered, are you saying like a limited number available, or made to order and then it's numbered? Because for me, that's kind of like so you're open to either.
Either. The thing is, the problem is when you do numbered, specific numbers, then you can make the people feel, oh, you guys are like gatekeeping or putting up a paywall or something like that, right?
Returns and exchanges too. Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah. So that would be a challenge, but some way to make it, like, for example, Pennywise, we talked about earlier. Pennywise didn't sell massive numbers, but look at how it keeps its value. And we never announced the number, but we could do something for something super niche, basically. It's not out of the question. It's what the collectors want and what the collectors will accept as like reasonable without feeling that we're just overcharging them for exclusivity, basically. We don't want it to be like that. That makes sense.
Completely hear that. And so, Chuck, I'll get to your question, but I will just give my 2 cents. Like, I'm a big fan of you having kind of your windows, right? It's like the window is open. You can get this figure if you want it. If you put the money down to put the deposit down or whatever you have to do to get it. And then after that, the window is closed. And then you might have to pay a lot more on the secondary market because, it was a point in time. To me, I'm a much bigger fan of that than like, all right, let me try to fight the bots and whatever other, methods people have these days to like battle things that are super limited. I like to be able to get what I want, if I can, and then acknowledge like it's a long game. Maybe it'll go up in value in the future, but I was at least able to get that because it was, I made it within the window.
Yeah. Yeah, you raised a good point there. Yeah. Sorry, really quickly. The problem is doing the number up front is people would buy it with no intention to keep it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We're battling secondary market on everything. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I look, the majority of my collection is in art at this point. I think I'm down to 4 or 5 Hot Toys figures at this point is all we have at this point. And I think as a collector of Inart's products, it's if you've never, and I'm going to toot Inart's horn here for a second. If you've never unboxed and had that experience of unboxing an Inart figure, you cannot understand it. You just can't. The videos, the reviews, the photographs, no matter how good they are, no matter what they look like, until you have it in hand, it just changes everything. The Heath Ledger 2-pack was my first Inart product that I had, and it was just instantaneous. It was like, wait a minute, it can be like this. This is what it can be like. And it just changed everything for me. And as a collector, I think it would be very cool to have something that was numbered. There's a lot of pieces in my wife's collection. Her collection is far more vast than mine, but her collection has got some really unique pieces in it. And having them numbered, she has a couple of unique numbers. She has a number 2 of one item, but she's got the very last one of another item that was ever made. And to have that number be the very last number, it just has this special place for her. It just means something. And you wouldn't think that it would, but it does. So if y'all ever did go down that road, I think that it would be something that collectors would be interested in, especially if it was something that really was limited and gave that incentive. I think that's a good idea. I think it'd be very cool.
Oh yeah.
Really well said, Chuck. So on that, I do want to check in on the poll since we have a competition that's ongoing right here. I know we got lost in the sauce there for a minute, but can you give us an update on how the poll is doing, Chuck?
If
you have access to
I have not voted yet.
Left.
I have not voted yet. So I don't know. So
Jose's going to do it. He's saying, let me go ahead and check the poll.
So he's still watching. That's awesome. Okay, so look, if you knew where he was, you would really appreciate the fact that he's still watching.
He's near the pool. I think he's near the pool.
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
He's got his trunks on, I think, right now. So. All right, so we will.
That's so great.
So we will check in with the pool or the poll here. Let's see in just a second. But Chuck, do you want to share some of those fan questions that we heard, or sorry, community questions is probably a better way to say it. And so
I can do that.
Get through those.
Let me bring up the slides.
Perfect.
And
real quick, I just want to say, because I saw a comment saying that they couldn't find the poll. Probably a good time to reiterate, because this stream is happening on 2 channels right now. The poll is on Jose's. So if you go over to Jose's to this same stream, that's where you'll see the poll. If you're on 16fix, then you're not going to see it.
Good call, Dave. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. All right, so while Chuck's pulling up the questions, I did have one from the community again. So this is from Mandy, and she wanted to know, and I'm sure you've addressed this on other streams before, but how did you end up with a Chinese company? How did you end up in mainland China working for Inart?
That's a great question.
So basically, in 2000, I was working in the UK, and then the company I knew was going out of business. So I decided to take a year out to go and teach English in China. So I came over here, taught English for a year, and one of my friends was actually teaching the CEO of the company English, and I didn't know that. So I went to Shanghai for 2 years, worked in Shanghai, and then decided to come back to this city to learn Chinese to improve my language skills. And then when I came back, my friend said, hey, this guy's looking for someone to join his company to do videos and live streams. So I met the CEO and said, actually, I could help out with a lot more than that. And then I've been at Queen Studio since 2018. And then Queen Studio's still around. And then we added Inart, and then Inart 112. So I've sort of part of the furniture of the companies, so to speak. But it's just all luck, basically. I love it. So as soon as I saw the products, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I want to work here.
That's what's up.
That's awesome, man. Love to hear that story. Yeah. Just you kind of stumbled upon it.
Yeah, I never knew about any of this, but I just love watching movies. So as soon as I saw everything we're making, I was like, yeah, I can see why people want to buy it, and then that's enjoying it.
Right up your alley. Okay, last question for me, and I'll say this from Jose. So Connor is up 85%, Xman 50%. All right, it's a tough fought battle. We'll give it a little bit more time before we close the poll. John, what's the best film that you've seen recently? I know for me, I've seen like The Odyssey, I've seen Spider-Man, I've seen Obsession, all the big ones, but what's the best one that stands out to you recently?
So I think there's 2 movies that haven't come out here yet, or might not even come out. There's Backrooms and Obsession. I've heard they're very good, but Spider-Man and The Odyssey just came out here. And I think The Odyssey cinematically is amazing. I really enjoyed it. I saw a lot of criticism about the casting, but as a movie, I thought that was pretty good. What do you guys think?
I loved it. I agree. Like, that's the best part of the visuals. And, like, the cast, despite the few controversial picks that were going around, it was an incredibly loaded cast. Like, they had Pattinson, they had Spider-Man and Batman and the Punisher all in the same movie. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, cinematically, there's one part where they're opening the gates.
Yeah.
And then the gates open, and then the guy stood there. I forgot his name.
Agamemnon is just there with all the aura. Yeah.
And then he just stood there for like a second or 2, and then everyone runs past him. I thought that was amazing.
You know what other scene I was like, holy shit, this is dope? Because I'm a big horror fan. If you can't tell, I've talked about it a couple times. The scene where all of his fallen comrades like come back and he's talking to them, and they're all like really dark because, like, you know, I guess it's just what they look like in the afterlife. That scene was insane. I'm like, the cinematography of this, like, the way that they handled their voices and everything and how that all went down was really cool. It was just like a very modern take on like an incredibly old story, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
I agree. I had very, very high expectations, especially it being filmed in 70mm and Nolan and all the actors, and I thought it was very good. I thought it was just short of like great. I like some of his other movies a little bit more, but yeah, dang, what a great experience. I don't think it's coming out on digital until November. So I love that they're just like incentivizing people to go to the theaters. That really speaks to me. So
we just recently got the AMC Movie Pass. It's $27 a month, and we can see 4 movies a week. So we have been on a movie binge, and we have not seen The Odyssey yet, but we've seen Spider-Man twice, and Spider-Man's the best thing they've done since Infinity War. I mean, it was peak Marvel. The storytelling was flawless. The production value, I mean, everything was just so good on that film. So,
heck yeah. So Chuck, let me pull this up so you can ask. I know you've been waiting. On this one, so I will. I'll let you ask your question.
You know, it's funny because I think I've actually asked John this before on Will Stream, but if you can tell over my shoulder, I'm a bit of a Lord of the Rings fan. I have everything that you guys have done with Lord of the Rings, with the exception of the Nazgul, because I'm still trying to find the Nazgul. But I kind of have a two-part question. One, are there any plans for Arwen? I know she's not technically part of the Fellowship, but Arwen is so critical to that story. And then the second half of the question, I am a huge fan of the magnetic bases. Even the figures that I have now that don't have magnetic bases, I am still standing them just freestanding without crotch grabbers. I'm rolling the dice. I'm being brave. Thorin is easy because Thorin is probably the most stable figure I have. But if you did bring back magnetic bases, would you consider doing something the way that Hot Toys did with theirs, where the whole bottom of the base is the magnet? It's not just two individual magnets that you can move around, but the actual entire base is a magnet. And I think that would help with some of the issues. So check in to see what you think of those. That was my question for you.
Yeah, with Arwen, we probably will get there. But as you've noticed with the Fellowship, we're taking our time. The Saruman figure should be next, I think. And over time, we should get there, basically. We're going to go through, we've got Frodo to come, we've got Sam, we've got more of the Fellowship, and I think we'll get to Arwen. The challenge is, like I asked about the Riddick question, we can only make so many figures in a year. We've got to stage it. Hopefully, we plan to be around for a long time, and we know it's a long wait, but we'll get there. Basically, that's all I can say. It's not in our immediate line plan. It won't be this year. It won't be the first half of next year, but hopefully, either the second half of next year or the year after, we should get there. And then with the magnetic base, I asked Viper about this in San Diego because I don't see him as much now because he's in a different office, but there's no clear answer of when they'll come back or if. I think they're trying to work on how to solve the problem, because some people would complain that it would fall over, and then you can chip the paint if it hits the cabinet or display. So they want to make sure it can be solid before we return back to that. But it seems that the opinion's mixed. A lot of people do like their magnets, and some people aren't that bothered. So it's a difficult one, but I think we can't make an announcement right now. We're not sure ourselves.
I think it'd be cool if you had the option to do either or. Do some sort of a base that has the crotch grabber and the magnetic option, and let the collector decide which one they want to choose. I think that would be great, because I've never had a problem with them. The only one that I ever had that was a little flaky was the Heath Ledger Joker on the round base, but I got creative. Yeah, I got creative, and I took the money and put it underneath the front of the shoes, and he's balanced perfect, and he's been in there for 4 years, and the money's at his feet, so it looks good. It's a good display. So that creative.
That guy's still standing without his base, so that was my
fell over like 6 times.
Yeah,
at least.
Mine's
That's the only
right
one.
there.
Though. The other ones are fine. Like Paul Atreides, you flick him and he's going down, but the rest of them are good. Like I was surprised, like the Batman. He said, "John, I have one question for you, real quick. Who approved this?" When I opened this up and I saw all you could do was peg his feet in, I was so angry. I was so excited to get this figure. And that was the one thing I was like, we got to go back to the design team on this one. Now, here's my theory.
MJ? Is that Smooth Criminal?
This is Smooth Criminal. Bro, the only way you could stand him up is if you peg his feet in. I don't want to display him like that. But I just want to say, don't do this again, please. Just pass that on to the team. This is the one thing.
Specifically designed for the lean-in pose, though, right? It should have been.
Yeah, I was. All jokes aside, I guess it's because they had to put something heavy in here to get it to stay. Yeah. But I was like, okay, maybe like a crotch grabber would have worked for this, and like a little pop-out panel or something. But when I swear to you, John, I had to read the instructions like 3 times. I thought I was doing something wrong. I was like, how do I put him on this base? And I'm like looking, I'm like, nope, it's just the pegs. But yeah. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there because we were talking about bases.
Learning. All right, what else we got, Chuck?
Let's see here.
Go back to that.
Nicole said win for MJ.
Right.
I guess that's up to Connor. Connor, when are we going to get this officially done?
Hey, listen, John, the team and I, we're working on it. It's a tough thing to get approved. It's the zombie.
Yeah, there you go. Play the political game.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's just
all right, Nicolio. I know who you voted for.
John, is he on the timeline for next year?
Yes.
Can you confirm?
I don't know the timeline, but we've renewed. I think, as far as I know, the contract's been renewed, and we are working on more figures from Michael Jackson and Thriller should be in that list. So I don't know exactly when though yet.
Okay.
All future announcements are canceled until we get this one right here. There you go.
Our dear friend 1 Adam 12, who is one of the goats, is asking, will Inart produce a 1/6 scale Christian Bale Batman?
We will, yes. We've been working on it for a long time, and it keeps getting pushed back. So I can't see it this year, to be honest. Probably next year. If it does come out this year, it'll be like a last minute thing where we're confident we can go ahead. But I've lost a guess. I'd say early next year.
It's all I want for Christmas, John.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you that the thing that I am excited about is the more you push it back, the better it's gonna be. That's what I have found. When something gets delayed with Inart, that just means it's going to be better.
Yeah,
every time. It's never failed.
That's a good point. At that point, you're going to have to redo the Joker though, so we can have they'll all be in scale. It'll all be working together. Really quickly, Chuck, before we ask the next question, should we ask everyone who they voted for, and then we can go ahead and end the poll?
Yeah, let's do that. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. So really great pitches, guys. Again, just really appreciate all the work that goes into preparing these pitches. Kind of insane that anyone would ever agree to come on this show and do this, but really always appreciate it. So I think it's no secret, as I said, there's two figures that I desperately want from Inart: Christian Bale Batman, Thriller MJ. And so Connor, you got my vote, but I was, again, very thoroughly impressed with both pitches. So appreciate both of you. All right, so I guess Chuck will go to you, and then we'll go to John if he wants to say who he voted for. Sorry, Chuck, we lost your audio.
Sorry. I have not voted yet. I always wait till the very end to vote. I like both pitches. It comes down, it's so weird for me. So I'm going to do something here that's kind of crazy. But here's the thing. I would like to have that Riddick figure. The more I've thought about it today, I found out you were going to be doing Riddick earlier. And I the more I've thought about it, I really like it. I know we got MJ in the pipeline, so we're getting MJ either way. So to show my support for possibly getting a Riddick figure and show John that someone would buy it, I'm going to vote for Xman on this one. I think both pitches were wonderful. Look, we're getting MJ, so let's go 2 for 2 here. Because Connor, you've already won. You're getting him. We know he's in the pipeline. You've won.
John
okay.
To vote for me.
I know, but I gotta give my boy Dave a little bit of love on here. I would like to have Riddick. I would. So I want a 2 for tonight. So that's my.
Now we're 2.
Yes. And it all comes down to John.
Don't do this to me, John.
It's all John's fault if it doesn't happen.
John, you don't have to say who you voted for.
I haven't voted yet because is it on YouTube the vote? Because I don't have my VPN on.
You could just tell us your vote verbally and we'll put it in for you.
Yeah, put it in for me. So I think that both pitches were good, and I do like the idea of the 3-pack. What I'm interested in is I'd go with Riddick on the basis of I think it would be cool to try a more niche figure and then try a limited run, like to announce a limited run and do something experimental.
I'm selling every Inart figure that Are you kidding me?
Me and Zach are teaming up to boycott.
Dude, he lit up like a Christmas tree when I said MJ, and look at this, man. Smooth criminal.
The idea for MJ is great. It's all solid.
Your idea was the 3-pack, John. I said a 2-pack. You added that in there, and then you're going against me?
Well, I think the Riddick idea is a little bit more out there, so I do it as like an experimental.
I love it. You played it too safe, Connor. Sorry, you played it too safe.
Oh, yeah, that's the only reason. Just I think I'd take that gamble on a different IP that's not been done and do something new. And then because Michael Jackson's going to sell, and I think your ideas are solid.
This is crazy. Put me on the line with Viper. This is ridiculous. Where's Viper?
Love it.
Your vote is your vote.
So Philly's signing up to take your Gandalf.
I don't have Gandalf, Philly. I have 2 MJs, and I don't want any more, dude.
You could just,
there he is right there, Connor.
Nicolio saying, wow, print patterns, but will be print edition numbers. Wow, okay. That's something. All right,
Print
so Chuck,
patterns.
do you want to
I'm the people's champ. That's okay.
do you want to continue on these questions? I think we only have a few more minutes with John.
Yeah, we've
so
only got
let's
a few
get
more
through
questions.
I wanted to discuss all the new releases or the new announcements, but maybe we'll save that for another show, and we'll get through a few more questions.
Fig had 2 questions. He said, could you consider making the Hobbits a 4-pack? And if you did Aquaman at any point, would you be interested in the orange-green Aquaman?
The Hobbit is a 4-pack. I think the only challenge with that is when they're so different characters, it would production planning and all that kind of stuff could be quite difficult. I think if you're doing the same character, 4-pack would be easier. Like logistically, lots of different characters. We could try and have them like back to back, so we had 2 and then a 2, something like that. You could do them in pairs. Cool. Yeah, and then Aquaman, I think we'd probably go with the exact shot that you've got there. We did a once half scale statue with Queen Studios in silicone in 2019, and it was really well received. So we'd probably go with a similar look to that one, exactly as the photos.
Very nice. Toysology said we need more Michael Jackson. What's currently planned? I think you kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. You can tell MJ is popular. You have some popularity there. Yes.
I don't like you anymore. John, can you give me one thing since you voted against me? One thing.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is Ruby as Hagrid? Go.
That'd be crazy.
Don't make me buy J&D, please. I don't want to. I just please.
It's not going to be in the next year and a half. From what I can see.
Telling me there's a chance.
Very small chance. I think this is where like next year SDCC you need to just hassle Viper about the Harry Potter.
All right, have me out and I'll be like, you're like, this is. I will change my YouTube name. I'll be Inart Hotline, and I will go out there and I'll talk to Viper myself. And you better have the prototype of the Thriller 2-pack or 3-pack, whatever we do. I'll be there.
God, Connor.
I'll travel from the East Coast. I'll be there.
We had 2 questions submitted. One from Geo, the movie canon, and then Sal also kind of submitted similar. Is any updates on the 1/6 Neo from Matrix, or any information on the Matrix line?
It's still in development. I don't have the exact timeline, but the Matrix have been working on for a while, so it's hard to say when, but it will happen.
Awesome. Toybot Dad asked, could we see a 112 Batman Begins in the near future?
Probably not. We'll do one of the later movies first. So probably The Dark Knight would be first. A lot of people asked for this one. I don't know why we've not done it. Even Queen Studios, we didn't do anything with this one. So it'd be good, but not in the near future.
I would love it in a 1/6. It's my favorite Bale suit. To me, that's the perfect Batman suit. I hope one day down the road, 5 years down the road, 7 years down the road, we get a 1/6 Batman Begins. That'd be awesome. Viking Collectibles asked, will you please try to get more video game licenses going forward, not just in 1/12, but in 1/6?
I think we'll see how the 1/12 goes. We've got quite a few video game licenses coming up for 1/12 in the next 6 months to a year. We've got a lot. So if they start to do well, we can then go back to the licensor and say, hey, can we look at 1/6? And then we can go from there, basically.
Awesome. I think we got like, let's see here. We got like just a couple more questions left. JJ Mills said, is the DC 1/6 comic line true? If so, what are you working on? I've never heard that rumor.
With 1/12, we're doing the, I forgot his name now. What's the artist that designed that poster? I should know this.
I don't know.
Alex Ross. Alex
Superman.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing some Alex Ross comic-based 1/12, and I think with 1/12 we can experiment a little bit more. There's less pressure, and then we can always come back to it in 1/6 later down the line. But there's nothing in the immediate future.
E.T. Morris says, Alien license incoming, please.
We've tried our best on this one because Fox got bought out by Disney, and Disney works with Connor's favorite company, so it's really hard to.
John, come on.
I'm joking.
I've been called an Inart chill, John. I'm an Inart fan. Man.
I'm only saying that because you got Toys Hotline in your name. But yeah, sorry.
I just like toys.
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, basically, it's hard to get it with. It's owned by Disney now. It's really difficult to get that license.
It'd be the same with this next one, I'd assume.
Same with the next one, I would imagine, with Predator.
Man. I'd cry.
Yeah, same Predator.
But the Baron.
And it also asked, is the Baron planned for the Dune series?
We should have a Dune announcement towards the end of the year. So I can't say too much yet, but we will have something to announce.
Okay, heck yeah.
Toy Collector asked, does Inart plan to do all 1/12 characters for the Dark Metal line? Still missing 3 of them.
Yeah, we should be completing that line. Yeah.
Awesome. And that, my friends, completes the question portion of the show.
Can I ask one question real quick?
Go for it, Dave. Yeah, please do.
And I know it's because of Disney and all that, and looking at how who's all got the licensing for certain IPs. In the interest of video games, though, I don't know if there's even a possibility of squeaking by on that technicality, because nobody is doing Knights of the Old Republic figures. Hot Toys did Rev, and they don't seem to want to give me HK-47. So, is that even something that could be possible, where you guys could take a Star Wars game that no one's touching?
That's hard as well, because a lot of the licensing rights are still owned by Disney, I believe.
Right.
So, even Marvel Legends, that kind of stuff, the games that they release, any game figure still goes through Disney. So it's really hard. It's the exception is Sony and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is licensed separately. But if he's part of the Infinity or Avengers or anything like that, then you can do Spider-Man. So it gets really complicated on that kind of stuff. It's really hard.
Okay.
Good question, Dave. Good question.
I have one question, John. My wife has me asking this question, if that's okay.
I think this will be the last one we ask. So great that your wife is asking this one, Chuck.
And I already know the answer to it, but I have to do it for my beautiful, amazing, wonderful wife, who's an Italian Cajun. And if I don't ask, my life could potentially be threatened. My wife has a very extensive collection. And the thing that is missing from her collection that she wants more than anything is Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler from Gone with the Wind. Such a very niche line, but no one has ever touched it because of licensing. As far as I know, the estates of both of them will not allow them to be licensed. But her and all of her friends that are into collecting, that are female, they all want that. So I wanted to put that out there. It's not really a question, it's more of a statement. I don't know if it's something that Inart would ever look at, it's such a historical movie. It's you know, it's fixing to re-release in theaters too, which is crazy. So wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, the main challenge really is who buys our figures. If you look at all of our demographic information, if you go onto all of our channels, 95% male. So we tend to go for the male audience.
That's what I told her. That's what I told her.
Well, it's an interesting one. I had not heard. I'm sure that's the first time John has gotten Gone with the Wind, but that's
probably the first one. I wanted to give you something you never had before, and I knew that would definitely be one you never had before.
Well, Chuck, we look forward to your wife coming on the show and doing the pitch for that one, because would love to see what those figures could look like. There you go.
She's already got them drawn up.
Okay, perfect. All right, pressure's on. So with that, I do want to report back on the poll. So it looks like Connor took it with a little over 80% of the poll, but I will say Dave did win the panel. So, you know, I kind of consider that a tie, but I guess I would leave that to Jose. So with that, just want to thank everyone in the chat, everyone on the panel, John for all the time. John, thank you for being generous with your time and giving us. And I know we said, no, we're not going to ask, are you going to do this figure? But we snuck plenty of those in there.
If we do, Connor, if you get my email, we'll give you some discount on the figure. We'll give you a discount.
John, I want to say this, John. All jokes aside, I think this is the most I've seen you laugh on a stream, so I think you had fun.
Yeah, it's good.
And now I got to have you on my stream. I think I asked you like 2 years ago. We were planning it. We were right there. And it didn't happen. But look, there is a new age of 1/6 collecting. I can switch to Inart Hotline. I could still do it. When I made this account, Inart wasn't a thing yet. So I promise you, John, I've been called an Inart shill many times. I could switch. I could do it, John. I tell you, I would do it. I would.
Change the name and then I'll join. Yeah, I'll join.
There you go.
I probably got blacklisted. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's my name. That's why he doesn't want to jump on. It's the Toys Hotline. That's what it is.
I just want to tell you, thank you for what you do. Thank you for always being out there in the community, John, for coming tonight, but always being out there with Will and with everybody else that you're always out. You're available to the community. You spend time with us. We appreciate it. I am an Inart shill right there with Connor, 100%. At the very beginning, I caught a lot of crap, but now everybody's come around and they realize just what amazing products you guys are actually making. So thank you for doing that for us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, look, we really appreciate it. I think when we came out, there's a lot of skepticism. That's why I was on a lot of streams in the beginning. And now I think the products speak for themselves. So that's why I don't go on as many streams. But streams like this is definitely fun. And I think the pitch idea is awesome. I really like that. Yes, I think that as a theme, the pitch idea is awesome. Really enjoyed it. I think that the thriller option definitely gives us more confidence, and there's definitely a market, but we can also look into other ideas and maybe watch the stream each week.
You've already voted again.
It's hard to vote. I also know we're going to make it, right? I've got a bias.
All right, John, do me this. Put my name really small in the box somewhere, where it's not even able to be seen. Like you lift up the foam on the inside after you get the figure out, and my name's just in the corner. Or like sneak me on the movie ticket.
In our hotline.
Yeah, in our hotline.
That's great.
Incredible. Dave, any last words before we end the stream?
No, man. It's always a fun time getting on these streams and chopping it up, man. And honestly, I'm proud of myself for doing as well as I did, because there's no way anybody's beating the King of Pop, dude. It's just not gonna happen. So a very good choice, Connor. You were playing chess while I was playing checkers, but very, very good pitch though. I really enjoyed it, and I would like that figure as well. So I think it's a winner, even still. but yeah, thanks for having me, John. It's great talking to you. Good meeting you, Chuck, as always. Marco.
Yeah, what's up, Dave?
But yeah, good to be here with you guys.
And shout out to Jose, since he can't be here.
And Jose as well. Always Jose, yes.
Always. No, thanks for being persistent as always. I think Jose cornered Jon at SDCC and basically gave him no other choice but to come on the show. So really appreciate Jon following through and Jose for his persistence. Jon, can we catch you anywhere else on any other upcoming streams or any other announcements upcoming?
Yeah, I don't. Not many people invite me anymore, so that's why I don't go on as many. But maybe go on.
Jon, you want to talk about Bruce Lee?
Can do. But yeah, my role in the company's changed a little bit, so I'm not doing as much of the marketing and stuff. I'm mostly focused on licensing, so that's another reason why I don't. But I'm happy to join now and again. And then in terms of figures, check out Bruce Lee. That's the one that's been in the timeline for a long time. Like, we've worked hard on Bruce Lee, so hopefully collectors like it.
Yeah, it truly does look incredible. So obviously lots of places to buy. You can buy this one directly from Inart, right? It's licensed here in the United States. So
the next big thing to watch out for, we're at the end of August now, right? So we've got around 4 or 5 weeks, and then you'll see our biggest event of the year in Shanghai. So we'll be showing a lot more new stuff there in Shanghai Wonder Festival. So that's the biggest event on our calendar. Just because it's so close to us, we can get the whole team there and put on a bit more of a show. So to see some new figures, keep an eye out on our social media in October 2nd and 3rd, I believe.
Okay, awesome. Right around the corner. I will look forward to seeing that Christian Bale Batman prototype finally after so many years. But
Hagrid is going to be there.
Everyone's got their favorites, but no.
Yeah.
There you go. Just want to echo what others have said. Just really appreciate you being so visible in the community. Just awesome to have you as a part of, someone that we can throw out our crazy ideas to, that we can, get direct updates from, give feedback to. So I hope that you continue to be visible and transparent, and just really appreciate your time again.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, no worries. It's always a pleasure. It's quite fun to do this. It's not work at all, so it's good.
Amazing. All right. Well, we'll definitely have to have you back here in the near future. But with that, hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Thank you all for joining. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Go subscribe to Jose Plus. Go subscribe to Hot Toys Hotline. Go buy this Bruce Lee figure if you feel like it. And with that, we will catch y'all on the next one.
Jose, can't you see? Wait a second. The first word is Jose? I thought it was Jose. We know. Wow! It's about a Spanish guy. Jose, can you? I don't believe it, man. It's so easy.